Alright, Strand Titans this season are pretty nasty. However, we're not here to talk about the Strand Titan build. Felt like I've been doing that a lot. And in this video, I wanted to go ahead and make an updated build on what is the most commonly run Warlock build, your Sunbracer Solar Warlock setup. It didn't change too much in this season. However, we do have some seasonal artifact mods that can definitely enhance it, along with some buffs in this season that can change up which weapons you want to use on the setup. And since you guys live in the same timeline as me, you definitely know that the sunbracers took over as the main meta Warlock exotic ever since the Starfire protocol got that big nerf. However, unlike with the pre-patch Starfire build, the sunbracer build gives you a few different options in how you would like to run it. In this video, we're focusing on the setup that's going to keep you alive the best, allow you to check out infinite solar grenades, and never be stuck in a pickle and being left without your very ever so important melee charge or a grenade. So having none of those up is very bad. And now that double special received the big nerf that it did, basically making to where the heavy drops that you would get from double special are gone, running a primary these days is totally fine. And we're going to use that to our advantage in this setup. You might already know the weapon we're hinting at, but if you didn't, just know it's going to make the enemies go boom. Also, remember, if you're trying to get any of your games for a cheaper, discounted price along with their DLC versus the standard price that you would get on Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, even the Switch, wherever you game, Instant Gaming can get your games and their DLC for a discounted price for you, so you save a little bit of money. With that little tidbit out the way, let's go ahead and hop straight into the breakdown. Alright, your subclass needs to be built properly if you want to get the truest bang for your buck and enjoy that ×2 resto. Obviously, you're going to have your solar grenade and your incinerator snap. These two are on every sunbracer build. Phoenix dive is crucial because whenever you have your good old heat rises active and you use Phoenix dive, you actually gain a brief period of ×2 restoration. And that is why Ember of Empyrean is so crucial to the setup, because solar weapon or ability final blows are going to extend the duration of that restoration and actually allow you to keep your ×2 resto up for longer periods of time, especially if there's a lot of ads, my boy. Ember of Mercy is an overall great fragment, awesome in team play and really helpful in solo play. Whenever you pick up Fire Sprite, you do get yourself some restoration. Just note that if you have ×2 resto up and it's at a relatively high time on its timer, let's just say it's at 12 seconds, and you pick one of these up, these Fire Sprites up, the timer is actually going to go down. However, in every other situation, picking up that Fire Sprite's very handy. Ember of Resolve, simple enough. Solar grenade final blows cure you. Nice little safety net if you do not have your resto up. You can still heal by spamming your sunbracer grenades. Although if you wanted to trade it out for something like Ember of Torches, I couldn't blame you in the slightest. And then to help get those ever so crucial incinerator snap charges back, we are using Ember of Searing. Defeating scorched targets grants melee energy and creates Fire Sprite. But do keep in mind that if you do flat out whiff your melee, as long as you have Heat Rises active, airborne kills are going to give you some good melee energy. But we also have Ember of Searing to help with that as well. And then for your other aspect, bro, Icarus Dash, Touch of Flame, just take your pick. It really doesn't matter too much. Real quick, I'm gonna talk about the weapons. Sunshot. Oh my god. After the hand cannon buff in Season 22, hand cannons are in a new league. They're amazing, and exotic primaries are really good. With an exotic primary, you're going to be getting these heavy ammo finder, heavy bricks every 17 to 20 kills. It's also solar, duh, and it hits like a truck, making it a very perfect, ideal weapon for keeping your ×2 resto up. You should really give it a try. Your special weapon, it really doesn't matter, bro. A sniper, a chill clip riptide, a good shotgun, really anything, just pick what you want. And then for the heavy slide, you know I had to put my boy Fixed Odds the GOAT. It's a solar weapon, perfect for extending resto through that good old Ember of Empyrean. And because of Ember of Searing, Incandescent can help us get our melee charges back as well if we are truly out of options. Shout out my boy Fixed Odds. Seasonal artifact mods. There's going to be two that you want to try out. The solar elemental orbs. These solar orbs that you spawn can scorch targets, feeding directly into Ember of Searing to help you get your melee energy back, because every sunbracer build is tied to how fast you can get your melee charge back, and this just helps with that. And then we have our monochromatic maestro. Dealing elemental ability damage increases matching weapon damage, and elemental weapon damage increases matching ability damage. Bonus granted is 10% for 5 seconds. my boy, your sunshot's gonna hit harder, your grenades are gonna do more damage. What is not to like about Monochromatic Maestro? We had this bad boy back in season 19, and it's back again here. Other good picks would be like Elemental Munitions or Elemental Embrace in the 5th column, maybe Communal Pickups and Refreshing Pickups over in the 4th column. Now for the armor mods, we'll talk about the important ones that actually matter. Ashes to Assets to get your Well of Radiance back really fast, along with a nice heavy ammo finder to help get your heavy ammo drops, because Double Special did get nerfed this season. For your sunbracers themselves, I highly recommend Double Momentum Transfer. Causing damage with a grenade reduces your melee cooldown, bam, helping you get that incinerator snap that much quicker. And what are you doing with sunbracers? You're chucking so many pocket-sized suns all over the place. That is also why we run firepower, to help generate orbs of power. For your chest piece, put on whatever resist mods you want. For your boots, I highly recommend something like an insulation and then maybe some surge mods to help your solar weapons do even more damage, to help chain that resto even easier. And then for your class item, I just have some outreach mods here if you want to put on a time dilation, special finisher, powerful attraction, really anything. You can't go wrong here. Most important mods are definitely the momentum transfers, firepower, and your ashes to assets. Also, I'm pretty sure this goes without saying, but Well of Radiance for your super. Now with this season and the hand cannon buff that we got, y'all gotta keep in mind, man, hand cannons now feel like actual hand cannons. Like they are hitting. They feel so good to use. And with the double special nerf being a thing, you are no longer throwing or selling yourself short by putting on a primary, which honestly, it feels nice. If you do not know the exact values of the hand cannon buff, let me put them on you real quick. Against miners, they got another 20% damage buff. Remember during the mid-season patch of season 20, they already received a 20% damage buff against minor enemies, so that's another 20%. And against majors, 75%. On top of exotic primaries already hidden like they do. And then on top of that, you throw in this amazing hand cannon buff, which also buffed the reload speed too. Almost forgot to mention that. You have yourself a fine course meal of your solar bread and butter for this setup, aka your sunshot. If hand cannons did not receive a buff that they did this season, we would not be using sunshot in this build. But dude, sunshot is so good this season, bro. I have to be real. Like, it's so good. Highly recommend using it. Just saying, highly recommend putting it on. And if you guys have been watching the channel for any decent amount of time, you would know I am a huge supporter of the best legendary gun in the game, that being none other than Fixed Odds the GOAT, so you know how to throw it on here. If you find yourself struggling on deciding which other aspect to use along with Heat Rises, whether it's Icarus Dash or Touch of Flame, I would say you could get away with running Icarus Dash for just about everything. You don't really need the Touch of Flame lava blobs from the sunbracers unless you're trying to like do some really big damage against maybe like a healthier major. Maybe you're using it against bosses, I don't know. But at that point, that's when you would want on your Touch of Flame, because stacking multiple normal solar grenades won't actually do anything, but the lava blobs from Touch of Flame solar grenades, those are what actually stack and do a lot of damage, you know what I mean? But if you're doing anything solo that's remotely difficult, having that Icarus Dash can definitely come in handy. And me personally, as a solar Warlock main, it's really hard to play on a solar Warlock without my Icarus Dash. And if you guys are in a boss encounter, you can totally feel free to swap out your LMG for a rocket, so you can go ahead and do some respectable damage. Nothing too crazy. This isn't a max damage boss baking build, my boy. This is just a use everywhere, stay alive, never die, invincible solar sunbracer Warlock, updated for season 22. This is the build that I'm gonna be on whenever we load into day 1 crota on September 1st. It's totally day 1 viable. Just don't waste your incinerator snap on any yellow bars that are in contest mode, unless they're a little bit weakened, because you don't want to be wasting your incinerator snap and not proccing your sunbracers ready. But even if you do, you got plenty of ways to recharge it back very fast. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on the build. Remember, if you want your games and their DLC at a discounted price, Insta Gaming, top link in the description. And of course, I'll leave a dim link right under that as well if you just want to copy paste. Hope you enjoyed. Y'all be safe. We'll see you in the next one.